Women are upset that men aren't approaching them in public anymore. There's a new trend going on where women will go put themselves out there, dress up a little more, make themselves seem a little perkier in an attempt to get men to approach them, and the men aren't approaching them, and they're upset about it. Newsflash, ladies, y'all created this problem. Y'all supported the feminist cause that said men should be shamed for approaching women. Y'all created imaginary boyfriends who don't exist to say, I'm not interested. But because you didn't have the balls to say I'm not interested, you said, I have a boyfriend, and made an excuse. And now there's the T app, which is publicly doxing and shaming men for approaching and talking and dating women. So explain to me how you plan on fixing this problem that you created.
One benefit that a man gets from marriage that he wouldn't get in a regular relationship.
Just one.
Well, I think, as a woman, if you're...
I'm asking you as a man, since you're, attacking men for being Peter Pan.
I think a lot of men who choose to get married are incentivized by the fact that they are able to claim that woman as theirs. And
but name one benefit that they would get in a marriage that they wouldn't get in a regular relationship.
Well, I think even though it's not 100%, there's peace of mind that woman is going to be loyal to you.
The answer is there's none. You're dancing around it. There is none. So my thing is this. I think it's in a man's best interest to stay Peter Pan, as you would say. And I think women shame men because men gain their value in their 40s. Men understand the marketplace better. They understand that women have no leverage in their 40s. And they date down and they get younger, more attractive girls. And that's the best way to go in today's day and age where we live in a deregulated marketplace where women could take everything they got, take their kids, etc. Why the hell would a guy want to commit to women nowadays when, honestly, we got inflation?
There's obviously more incentive for women to get married than men, obviously.
Way more.
But what I'm suggesting is there's also benefits to men getting married, and I think...
Name one.
I just told you. I think
that he wouldn't get outside of a regular relationship.
I just told you, the women, knowing that your woman is perhaps going to be more loyal to you when she's your wife versus your girlfriend.
She should be displaying that anyway.
Well, I think...
So a title changes her loyalty to you?
I see a lot of women saying that men aren't pursuing them. They're not pursuing them anymore. They don't know what they have to do to get a man to pursue them. But listen, let me tell you something. Dating has changed so much post Me Too era. Men, especially younger generations of men, Gen Z, millennial generations, they are not going to pursue women the same way that they pursued women in the past because they don't want to come off as creepy, weird, whatever. Dating has changed. If you are a woman and you want a man, you are going to have to put some effort in. They're not going to chase you like they used to. Or not. Especially if you're dating in the Gen Z millennial range. Like, you're going to have to put some work in if you want a man. They're not going to be calling you, showing up to your house with flowers. That's just creepy now.
Normalize rejecting women with guy friends. You deserve better than this, and I'll tell you why. No girl needs guy friends, I'm telling you. My name's Jenna Nicole. Most of the time, this reflects weak boundaries, unrealistic attention needs, emotional outsourcing in general. This is also backup options energy, because she knows her guy friends are into her. She's not dumb. Women are biologically wired to be highly selective with the men they surround themselves with. The higher quality the woman, the less men she surrounds herself with because she's picky. This means her standards are high, and you want a woman whose standards are high. If you want to be a man who attracts women with high standards, who is naturally magnetic to women, I wrote a book on this for you.
I honestly think that dating women made me turn into like a worse version of myself. Like, I used to be like hashtag all girls are perfect until you start dating them. And then you realize that they're always, I'm like, because when you go through your first breakup with the girl, it broke my brain. When you get hurt by a girl like that, you're like, wait a sec, it turned me into like the Joker. Like, I was like, what? You start being like, for me, I've been listening to like Drake lately. What? I never was interested in Drake before. Why am I listening to Drake and like walking on the treadmill? I don't even have a treadmill, but a metaphorical one. I keep encountering one and I'm like, oh my God, how are you a real person, a girl? Like, at your core, you're a little girl. Where is she? I feel like I'm being red pilled, where I'm like, maybe it's not all men, hashtag. I'm kidding. That's a joke. Like, that is not real. And it's probably just the people that I'm like choosing to like keep talking to, I guess. I don't know. But it's making me like the girl power stuff. I'm like, I would have to meet the girl first. For the girls, most of them, yeah. Some of them broke my heart one too many times. It goes back to the thing of like girls saying, I'm done with men. I'm going to start dating women. Okay, I would like to see that happen, please. I would like to see you do that. Good luck. And in general, they're all good. I'm like doing a disclaimer now. In general, like, whatever. I mean, I don't know.
Men don't come up to you. Not even. Nobody comes up to you in the club. to you in the club, they be scary as fuck, and I don't understand why.
You mean to tell me no man wants to go up to a woman in the club who is obviously making TikTok videos and hanging out with one guy and a girl who's flipping other people off? Nobody wants to come up to a woman like that. Of course not. And ma'am, just looking at the background, you have to go to a club that actually has people to complain about men not coming up to you in a club. But this is very classic. As a person who worked in clubs in Los Angeles and Orange County, ran clubs for a decade, women make a lot of mistakes when going to a club. One, why are you hanging out with the guy? That would completely stop several men, likely the men that you would want, to come up to you, because it's almost adjacent to disrespectful for a man to kind of crash a group of friends that includes men. That's one. And then two, coming to a club and making videos, TikTok videos, that is absolutely a no-no, and that will also turn off another percentage of men. So just with those two things alone, you are already cutting down the pool of men that would want to come up to you. And then to add that you have a friend that's obviously a hater because she's flipping off the camera, she will be likely the person that tries to pull you away from the guy when a guy is into you and you're into him. You know that friend, oh, she doesn't want to be with you, let's go girl, let's go girl. That type of friend, she obviously seems like that type of friend. So this is the choices that men have to pick from when they go to a club, and I understand why men have stopped going.
A canon event that happens to almost every guy inside their first relationship is dating a girl who gives them the infamous sentence, "I've never had someone treat me as good as you've treated me." The reason why this is a canon event is because as soon as you hear those infamous words, weeks, months down the road, the relationship just ends. It goes downhill from there. The reason why it goes downhill from there is because obviously you're treating this girl very well. You're respectful, you're kind, you're getting her gifts, you're showing her a lot of love, care, support, encouragement. You've likely spent every waking moment with her, or at least almost every waking moment with her. You've basically made her the center of your entire world. And I know I'm talking a lot about girls here in specific, but this can apply to guys too. But when someone in general is just not used to feeling that kind of way or being treated in that kind of way, it makes them want to subconsciously self-sabotage because they feel like they're less than deserving of that kind of treatment, of that kind of good treatment. They're just so used to chaos and the toxicity that that's all they know. And when you have someone coming in and treating them well, they're in a very peaceful relationship that's non-toxic, that's pretty much all around healthy. It's just something, again, that they're just not used to. They've never experienced that before. And some might confuse the peaceful relationship for a boring relationship or for a lack of connection. But that's just because they're just so used to the chaos that they begin to confuse chaos with connection. Now, this isn't for every case. This is just for some cases. But what I find is that it is a canon event for most guys who get into their first relationship and they just give this girl their entire world, their entire all, and then it just ends up not working out because of what I just mentioned. And make sure to follow for more content.
So what does he get for paying all of your bills?
He get me.
Okay. And what else? What? But don't you get him?
Yes.
Wait a minute. I'm asking if I'm paying all the bills and you don't want me to be just you. Okay, cool. I got that. All right. You saying, I'm asking, what do I get for paying all of your bills?
You get me. That's good enough.
But you get me and I get you. We even.
No, we're not even if you're going to be out here cheating.
No, I just say, okay, if I'm not cheating,
yeah.
why I got to pay bills then?
No, who said you had to pay all the bills? You said you got to pay
Women said that shit.
Yeah. Listen.
So if I was with you, we can go 50-50.
We can't go 50-50.
Oh, see. Exactly. Tomato. See, I'm supposed to pay all the bills. Teach your son how to catch. Yeah, 4 vacations a year. All those things. Make sure her nails and feet's done. Take care of an LA Fitness membership. And you know what she gonna give me? Pussy. Well, I gave you last time I checked, we was even. You got a nut, I got a nut. It ain't my wet right in the middle of the bed. So why I gotta pay all the bills if we both just giving each other us?
I'm bringing stability. I'm bringing you love.
Stability?
Yes, everything.
Stability costs money. You don't want to spend them. How we gonna be stable with no money? The lights won't be stable. The gas won't be stable. The AC definitely won't be stable. You go out in that car, the police pull you over, the insurance ain't stable without no money. So how you gonna bring stability if you ain't bringing a check? Ugly money. Oh. Okay, so you bring stability. So, all right, I gotta pay the bills.
Yes.
And I get some cash. Okay. Fellas, focus on yourself. So at this point, I'm tired of talking. I done told y'all. Now, just 2 days ago, it was at 15,000. Now we at 20,000, and y'all playing. You still dealing with that job you hate. You still going to work 40 hours a week for 40 years to make 40,000. And I just made what you make, half of what you make all year in 1 month. DM # content, y'all playing. It's a bag out here that y'all missing, and I can teach you how to get it. Yeah, you gonna have to spend a little money to know. But goddamn it, if you spend $500 to make $20,000, I think that's a good investment. DM me now for the price go up. It's that ugly money. Let's start 2026 off winning.
And you know, some of these guys that get on here and it sounds harsh, but you really do, you have to start answering this question. Modern women really do have to answer this question. What are you going to do? How are you going to help in this situation? And I know they don't want to hear that, which obviously there's not a lot of women that do. I don't want, it ain't on, and then they go into, it ain't on me as a woman, it's on you as a man to do X, Y, and Z, and I don't have to do all these other things. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I know you guys think that you're God's gift to earth, but you have to do something in a relationship. Period. End of story. I don't even know why that's up for debate. You have to participate in the relationship. But most modern women think, well, I'm the prize. I'm the one that needs to be courted. I'm the one that needs to be chased. I'm the one that it needs to be put up on a pedestal. I'm the one that's important in the relationship. You should approach me first. And they use that as an excuse not to do anything. And then when a man says what it sounds like to me, I would love to, you're very beautiful and I would love to be in a relationship with you. But what it sounds like to me is you're not even going to reciprocate. That's what it sounds like to me. So I'm not even going to approach. That's when you start to, oh, well, men aren't men anymore. Why aren't men approaching? Where are all the real men at? At the house.
Men thinking that women are dating on easy mode is so telling of their ignorance of our suffering, because sure, we can just pick and choose, but that choice could be the difference between life and for us. You want to know what the leading cause of pregnant women is? It's not complications associated with birth, it's by their male partner. For men, they're most likely to be by a random person on the street, but for women, the person they choose to spend the rest of their lives with, marry, have children with, is the person most likely to them. Sure, it might be easy for women to get a date, but the cost is our safety and our lives.
Feminism created more lonely women than empowered ones, and
nobody wants to talk about it.
Look, I get it. Feminism was supposed to give women freedom, independence, and a voice. And on paper, of course, that
sounds great, right?
But let's talk reality, bro. A lot of women end up more stressed and more alone than ever. It stopped being about choice and started
being about competing against men.
Outworking them, out-earning them, and acting like you don't need them. Here's the truth nobody wants to hear.
Needing someone isn't weakness, it's human.
But when it comes time to settling down, they'll look around and start realizing that the lifestyle that they built isn't
fulfilling.
They've got money, they got freedom, but they don't have connection. Feminism told women they could have it all, but it never warned them about the cost. And until we admit that, more women are going to keep ending up
alone.
Where are all the 30-year-old men? That is the question I need to ask. Where are all the 30-year-old men, and why do younger guys love older girls so much? It's giving mummy issue. I go out once or twice a month with my friends. We don't go out clubbing. We go to nice bars, brunches, restaurants, dinners. We normally go out in London. This is my hungover meal, hence why I look like this. I very rarely get approached by men. I think I give off the vibe that I don't date, because I don't date. When I do get approached, it is always by some 20 to 25-year-old. Occasionally, there is a 27 to a 28-year-old thrown in the mix. Very rare. I don't want to date a child. I have no issues with dating a younger man. My ex was younger than me. He was the guy I was seeing after him was younger than me. I always end up with someone younger. That's fine. I don't want to date a child. I don't want to date a childish...
Men live much more difficult lives than women, right? Women live a little easier, have an easier route. But men are the ones who create that easy route for women. Men are the reason we're able to live. So how does a woman make a man's life easier? That's the question. That's the discussion. Let's talk about it.
Oh, really? Well, let's put this to bed, shall we? I only want men in the comment section of this video. If you were a man and you were watching this right now, if you were married and you got divorced, did you get equal rights to your children? Did you get 50-50 custody? Do you have to pay child support? Who has final decision making in your co-parenting relationships? Please comment below. Also, comment how much money you had to spend during the entire divorce process, the entire family court process. Tell me, did your schedule start out at 50-50 custody, or did it start out with an 80-20 with the mom getting primary custody? The only thing that being married gets you is you do not have to be legitimized for your children, which means that you do not have to spend $2,000 for someone to say you're the father. You are presumed the father because you were married. That's it. That's the only thing. That's the only thing you get. I guarantee you that most men that comment on this, they do not have equal rights to their children, regardless if they were married or not. I would bet every penny that I have.
If feminists had their own country, would they survive?
Absolutely not. I think they would eat each other.
Why wouldn't they survive?
The thing about feminists is they actually hate women. They try to hide under this disguise of like, oh, we love women, but they really want to be men, but then also hate men because they're jealous of them. If you just get a bunch of feminists in a room, like I said, I feel like they'll just all start attacking each other. There will be a moment where they do find a disagreement, and the only way that they'll be able to go on is to be. That's what they do.
I really realized that when you're a single mom, people just automatically expect you to want to date a man that also has kids. I was talking about it last night with my whole family because I was like, oh, well, maybe next year, like, I'll have a boyfriend, go on a double date with my brother and my sister-in-law. And then I started talking about how I don't want to be with a guy who also has kids. And they were like blown away by the concept because they're like, well, you have kids. And I'm like, I know, I'm not saying that I don't love kids because I absolutely adore kids. But in my soul, I just feel that I will not end up with a man that also has kids. If that changes and I fall in love with a man that happens to have kids, okay, never say never. I would prefer to date a man who absolutely loves kids but doesn't have kids of his own.
Some people really be delusional, like really living in their own delusions. Why would a man, let me back up. Why would anyone choose to date someone with kids when they themselves don't have kids, when they have the option to not do so? You kind of lose the right to be selective when it comes to your dating preferences, especially when it comes to dating someone without kids, when you choose to have kids. I'm not saying you can't have preferences and believe wholeheartedly this is how things are going to play out for you, because a lot of y'all like to manifest things, right? But to be so steadfast on choosing not to date someone with kids when you yourself have kids, it's going to be rough out here. I know someone is going to get in the comments and say, well, I met my husband 6 years ago and he had no kids and we've been happily married ever since. You're the exception, not the rule.
In our society, for black people, that shit work. Right. Because a woman be super sad. She can't do nothing without his say so. You know what I'm saying? You want traditional, that's what that come with. If I say no, how much you like it? You ain't doing it. Right. You ain't got no money to do it. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like in the next generations that we see of people getting married and when they slow it down, goddamn me, 50-50 is what's going to work. What's going to work long term for everything. Financially wise. Because people be like, 50-50 is the key to this. Man, I know this day, still to this day right now, in my age bracket, we go to work, come home, we wrestling with the kids. Mm-hmm. So actually we putting in more work. We putting in the same amount of work you putting in. And if she's a stay-at-home mom, we putting in more work than you. Right. Because the moment we come home, we got to turn off everything we did at work and be in daddy mode, be in husband mode.
You got to give her some relief from the kid and be a support as a husband.
Correct. Exactly. Right?
They don't look at it that way.
They don't look at it that way. But that's a lot of work.
All with no intermediate time.
Exactly.
Right. You don't even get a nap.
Your only intermediate time is in the car. Right. Mm-hmm. So if that drive 10 minutes,
good luck.
That's a quick reset.
That's just what it is.
He'll get no time.
Sam?
Yeah.
Because I don't know too many that's married that's getting off work and then going straight out.
Right.
You know, oh, babe, I'm going to give me a drink with my boys and all that. No.
Especially you got kids.
Especially when you got kids.
Now when you got kids. Hell no.
Right?
Imagine.
So for a man, for real, we actually putting in more work.
We talking about men that's taking care of their kids.
That's taking care of their kids, taking care of their family, providing and all that time. For real, we actually putting in more work. And you hollering about traditional. Mm-hmm. How is this traditional?
And I'm so
way 100.
Nah. Don't be sorry, because the people need to hear this. Don't be sorry. Let them know exactly what it is. Few discretion's advised.
Finna keep it all the way thorough, okay? Us women know who can get the draws without dropping any bread off. Okay? Maybe you just not.
Now, although this is something we already knew, it is nice to hear it from the horse's mouth itself. But the translation is, if you gotta pay for it, you just not who you think you are as a man. So all those provider men that be doing all this extra shit, no, you're just a simp paying for that cat. That's what you are. The only woman you should be taking care of is the woman that's actually committed to you. But if there is no true commitment, you shouldn't be paying a damn thing, because they know exactly who they want and how they want them. And like she said, you are just not that nigga to that woman. You could be that nigga to somebody else. That may be true. But to that woman in particular, you're not who you think you are to her. And you know, sometimes that's okay. That's okay. Because too much of anything is bad for you. But the shift is happening, and I'm happy the truth is finally starting to come out. Because I've been screaming this from a rooftop for quite some time. If you gotta pay for it, she don't really like you. The nigga she likes won't have to pay a goddamn thing. He just gotta exist. And she is willing and ready to go to them coffee dates with him, to not have him pay no bills. She gonna bust it open for him. She gonna buy him. It's a completely different experience when a woman actually likes you. For you, not for what you do for her. But it's unfortunate our average man will not be able to experience that, because a lot of us do bite off more than we could chew. A lot of us are too busy chasing the Beyoncés of the world instead of getting with a woman that actually likes us, whatever level that's on. I'm gonna tell y'all, like I've always told y'all, like who likes you. It's really that simple. But you know what? Knowing a lot of y'all ain't gonna listen to shit I'm saying, because I'm just a normal guy. Y'all keep the change.
And modern women, what they do is they try to make it seem like they're always in a worse position. Like, and I understand there are definitely dangers. There are definitely dangers. And I definitely understand a woman, if a guy says, hey, let's go out to this place or go do this, and she's like, you know, I don't know if I feel comfortable with that. Why don't we meet here? You know, something that's more public, a lot more public, where people can see us. You know what I mean? Well, I want to go on a walk. Okay, I mean, we can go on a walk, but I would rather walk somewhere public. You know what I mean? I understand that. Well, let's go out for ice cream or tacos or something like that. We can do that, but I want to make sure when we go out to do these things, we are in a place where people can see us. You know, until we get to know each other, I want to make sure that, you know, we on the same wavelength. You know, I don't want to just be out there going around with anybody until I don't know you. I think you understand, right? I get that. But there's things that men go through as well. And modern women act like they don't understand. Well, you couldn't possibly understand. You're never in danger. And the danger that you the danger that you go through is not really anything. You know, you put that danger on yourself or whatever other excuse they decide to make up. Modern women always try to one-up men instead of just saying, you know what? I get it. Men go through things too. And if I want you to recognize the things that I go through, I should do the same for you.
My fellow single moms, are we actually dating, or are we just going to continue to avoid it? Because me personally, it's been 2 years and I have not even dipped my feet into the water. And it's not even that I don't want love, but it's like, to this day, your girl is traumatized. And then I think back to like before I had my son and talking to my friends that don't have kids. Dating in our generation is horrible as is. And now I have to worry about not just me, but also my child. Like, do you want to go on a date? Where's your background check? Where's your fingerprints? I need a list of references. And even if I have all that, not really.
A dark truth a lot of men won't accept is, for every woman that you want to date, you need to be 2 times better than her. What does that mean? You can't look at the woman that's your equal and expect her to be into you. You can't expect her to be into you because you're her equal. The average woman wants to date a man who's 2 times better than her. So if she makes $50,000, you got to make $100,000. That's not bad, right? But if she make $150,000, you got to make $300,000. So that means you don't qualify if y'all make the same amount of money, right? It may be more or less for some women, right? Usually the prettier, the more higher the expectations. And I don't want to talk about the data because a lot of you beta male, data crunchers, y'all gonna sit up here and try to argue this. But it's 100% true. You have to be 2 times better than the woman that you're trying to date. And this is the dark reality. So for all you guys who on the couch, lazy, playing a video game, ain't getting no money, y'all got a harsh reality on the way, man. I'm talking about major depression. I'm talking about major struggling and suffering. You got to get up and do something, man.
Can 2026 please, for the love, be the year that guys go up and talk to women in public again? Like, I know there's guys out there that do this, but not enough. There's not enough, because guys who just sit and stare at you from across the room, they just keep making eye contact with you, and you just make eye contact back and forth. Like, please, just go say hello. Just go say hello. It's really not that hard. If she's making eye contact back with you, like, if you guys are making eye contact back and forth several times, she wants you to come say hello, okay? If you look at a girl, you find her attractive, and you never see her looking at you again, she probably doesn't want to talk to you, okay? Or she has a boyfriend, whatever. But if she keeps making eye contact with you, that is your sign to go up and say hello. And it is so much more attractive when a guy takes initiative. It shows so much confidence. So what? You shoot your shot and you miss? You're going to miss regardless if you don't go say hello. It's so silly to me. This happens all the time. And twice in the past week, I've had scenarios like this, totally opposites. Last Saturday, me and this guy, he sat across from me at this restaurant we were at, and we made eye contact a few times. I get up, we go to the bathroom, we're about to leave. We're washing our hands outside the bathroom. He comes over, says hello, we talk, blah, 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 whatever. I'm like, thank you. Like, thank you for coming to make a move and say hello. This morning, I was at the gym, and this guy, one of my guy friends at the gym, texts us, and he's like, you guys have an admirer? And I was like, what? And he's like, this guy, he's like, will you please talk to them for me? Like, see if, like, whatever. And he's like, no, these girls are cool. Like, they don't want some punk guy who's not going to come say hello. I'm like, thank you. Like, no, girls don't want a guy who's not going to take initiative. Like, girls want guys who are confident. So even if you aren't confident, you should shoot your shot regardless, because you're going to look so much better and have so much better of a chance if you just shoot your shot.
I've got a septum ring and shitty tattoos. Mommy of 4 kids. My kids and I are a package deal. Yes, I'm fat. If you don't like that, keep it moving. Dating with intention.
Did I mention I'm huge?
Seeking a man who absolutely yearns for me and fights for me to the... I have 17 holes in my ears. I got blown out gauges. And that's not the only thing that's blown out, baby. By the way, I'm broke as fuck, and my alternator's about to go out in 2 months. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention, I got major legal issues and court dates coming up.
Getting coffee is not a first date. Take me to Steak 44.
I said I'm fat.
By the way, I'm not a skinny girl. I'm here to get married,
And then I'm trying to divorce your ass.
so I get everything.
If you don't like that, go keep swiping.
I personally think that men are basically all the same. Men just want a nice, sweet, supportive woman. You don't even have to be that beautiful. Like, don't be fat, like, go to the gym, eat healthy, put a little bit of makeup on, not too much. But ultimately, men just want a supportive, kind, sweet woman. He's gonna go out there, take on the world, do all these difficult things, and he just wants to go home and know that there's peace, there's food on the table, the house is clean. It's really not that difficult. All men want the same thing.
What percentage of men do you think are over 6 feet going around the table?
50?
50%. Okay.
20.
Yep. What percentage of men make at least $1 million a year?
20.
20%?
10%.
10%? What percentage of men do you find attractive?
20. 10. 1%.
What percentage of men have yachts?
5.
56% of liberal women aged 18 to 29 have literally been diagnosed with a mental health disorder. You know what that means? It means 44% of them haven't been diagnosed with a mental health disorder by a professional. That doesn't mean they don't have one. It just means that they haven't been diagnosed yet. That's all. Yeah, it hasn't happened yet. Only 56%. Yeah, that's how it is, guys. And obviously, that's only the number officially diagnosed. The real number is obviously higher.
Unpopular opinion. Real women initiate. A real woman is going to let her man know exactly how bad she wants him. A real woman is not afraid to initiate or express what she needs and wants from that man. She's going to make him feel just as wanted as he makes her feel. She's going to show him that she wants him out loud, baby, unapologetically, because she understands that desire isn't one-sided. And real women don't worry about just receiving energy. They bring it.
Passport Brothers went to Thailand to find a traditional relationship.
You want to introduce yourself? You want to introduce yourself? No, you don't want to introduce yourself? She's a little shy right now, but she's my new girl. She's my new girlfriend. She's a little shy, but she is pretty though. I like her. Maybe we'll get married someday. Maybe we'll have kids. You know, have a bunch of babies running around, living the life. Tell her. So, can you cook? Can you cook?
Yes, I can cook, I can clean.
Yeah, see, this is why I came to Thailand, to find a traditional woman. See, in the United States, women don't cook and clean. All they do is complain. And we don't got time for that. That's why I got my passport. And I've left the United States to come seek a wife to have a traditional relationship. So, here, give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. This is my new girl right here. So guys, you'll be seeing her a lot more, hopefully. And, you know, we'll get to know each other.
Is it important to stay attractive in a marriage? Let's talk about that. And I realize this is a touchy subject, but it's an important one because many people that I've spoken with at the end of their marriage or at the beginning of their divorce, I asked them, why did it end? And attractiveness is an important key of that. Whether he was out of control with his emotions, he couldn't control himself and would refuse to go to therapy, or his wife, she let herself go and she didn't want to do anything about it. It's an important topic, so I wanted to do a social experiment. So I went to Facebook and I asked my community, and I started with the ladies. Ladies, if your husband said, I would find you more attractive if you lost some weight, how would you respond? And the responses are pretty predictable. You can see here, the words F off come to mind. He can't suggest it if you leave him. Majority of the comments, I'd say about 90% of them had this defensive reaction. If he's not happy, he can go. Bye. Many people started attacking their husband's genitalia. If he brings up weight, bring up his size. I then, just to get a good baseline, asked the men, guys, if your wife said she would find you more attractive if you lost some weight and put on some muscle, what would you respond with? One person responded, I'd become a gym rat the next day. One guy said, I'll hit the gym, cut weight, and add muscle. So majority of the men, I'd say 60% of them, all said, yeah, I'll hit the gym. I'll do whatever I have to do to stay attractive to you. So then I brought up therapy and asked, if your wife said I would find you more attractive if you went to therapy and learned how to control your emotions, how would you respond? And wait till you see the results. Most of the men became defensive. And one guy responded, and after that's fixed, you'll just find something else you're not happy about. One guy said, all I would say is likewise, and walk away. Now, I find that fascinating, and I have a theory as to why. I believe it attacks the feminine and masculine identity. For example, women at a very young age, you're instilled that beauty matters, right? And when you attack that, it attacks the feminine identity. And when it comes to men, what do we hear growing up? Boys don't cry, don't be a sissy. Men are supposed to be stoic and control themselves in a toughened situation. So when we hear that, it attacks our masculine identity. It questions our manhood. We, in a way, kind of feel incompetent that we aren't measured up to what a man is supposed to be. And I'm sure for both people, it also triggers an element of shame. Again, that is my theory. What do you think? And does staying attractive in a marriage actually matter? Let me know.
And there was a woman, she was a single mom, and she was saying, you know, dating for me is pretty tough nowadays. I haven't even stuck my foot back in the water. It's not only me that I have to worry about. I have to worry about a child now, right? And I have to be extra safe. I have to be extra cautious. I encourage that. And she said, even with all of the things, of course, the background check and some other things you requested, yeah, I still don't feel like going. And that's, I think, the problem. A lot of men, modern women are asking men to prove themselves, and a man will literally send over all of this stuff to try to make a woman feel comfortable, and then she will ghost him. And then when a man is like, man, why'd you do that? I spent a good amount of time. You knew if it was you, then you'd be upset. You know, I went to this gym class, this workout class. I did my hair today. I got a new outfit, yada, yada, yada. And the man ghosted me. Or the man took me out on some cheap, inexpensive place and I didn't feel valued. Okay, But then y'all go and do the same thing to a man. A man goes and shows you things, he plans the dates, he does a whole bunch of stuff to make you feel comfortable and wanted, and then you still ghost him. And then you still say, no. You wasted his time.
The greatest goal of marriage, if there is a goal to marriage, should be, I think, that at the end of your spouse's life, that they would look at you and say, you helped me become the most authentic version of myself, and you're still my favorite person. Like, if there's a wedding toast that has value, that would be it. I hope that someday, when one of you passes, you will look at the other one and say, you helped me become the most authentic version of who I am, and you're still my favorite person. How is this a conversation that is in any way controversial to want to have? How do we get better at this job? Like, they spent a lot of time in my life trying to teach me how to divide fractions. It's been useless. I've never needed it once.
Okay, so I'm going to be completely honest. I find dating extremely hard. And it's not because of the people. But it's because I am so independent. Every time I have a goal for my life, I always think of myself instead of thinking as in together. Because that's what being in a relationship is like. You guys plan together, you guys plan for your future, but together, right? My mind cannot comprehend planning things together. Like, for me, I'm planning things for my own and for what benefits me.
Your wife is your partner, not your mom. Your wife is your partner, not your mom. She is not a living maid or a hired cleaning crew, so she shouldn't have to pick up after.
Most men don't think that way, no, not at all. Most men don't think that way, no, not at all. Stop infantilizing them, it's really just for show. No, most men don't think that way, not at all.
It is so hard to just find a single man that's just not looking for any type of commitment, no issues, where I can just come, bounce on it, make it a creamsicle, and we just go about our way and be happy. If that's you, can you please introduce yourself?
Now, I don't know about y'all, but I agree with the late, great Tupac when he said, but hey, that's just me. Y'all can go ahead and introduce yourself to that girl if you want to, but I think the only thing that's going to happen is she's going to introduce you to something you can't get rid of. I'm just saying.
I'm pretty sure that I've seen a study that says a woman would lose more attraction if her partner didn't protect her during a physical altercation than if he cheated on her.
Right.
And then the guys went and replicated it, and
you were right.
I was right. It was the willingness to protect.
Yes.
Wasn't even the ability to protect.
Yes.
But I suppose willingness to protect is the most important part of protectiveness, because you can be the biggest guy in the world, but if you're not prepared to step in between your missus and this potential assailant, it doesn't mean anything.
You might as well not be.
You have all these terms for women like myself who say, you know what? We can do better because we want the goal. And you look on Instagram, you scroll through TikTok, and you're looking at the couples that's been married 40 and 50 years. I want that. I want that. No, you don't. Because you know what you would call that woman in the picture? You would call her a pick-me. But I got another term. See, I'll tell you what. I'd rather be a pick-me than a skip-me. Yeah, you go to the back of the line with that, you have an uncooperative spirit is what you have.
When I tell them to lead, it's not about anything to do with controlling, because you know how women and people think it's, oh, he's trying to control. No, what I mean by leading is meaning by lead by example. I feel like as a father and as a friend, a husband, I feel like I do a great job as leading by example. Of course, do I make mistakes? Yeah, for sure. But I try to lead by example. I try to have a direction. I try to not control, and I try to lead with integrity for the most part, best I can.
I can't stand this trend where women now take the phone. I don't even have the phone here. I can't stand the phone. So I don't really even have mine on anymore, ever. But where they take it and they ask the question, hey, what did you say this morning? And they tape it. And then they record the interaction, and they know they're being recorded. So they're super, cautious about what they're saying. But the guy is kind of trapped. And then they post it for reaction.
This guy did a video about what I was wearing in the gym. He edited my video to put clothes on me.
Hey, long time no see. I did it again. Dude, these women are mad that I'm putting clothes on them.
Not that I'm taking clothes off of them. That's how perverted our society is they're mad that I'm putting clothes on them. You got these simps saying, no, please be as legally naked in public as possible. That's so tough.
I have so much trauma regarding men that... Okay, so this is why we don't speak on these things, because men are so quick to start this bullshit. Like, why can't you just listen? Why bring me somewhere and set me up and then ask me to speak on something if you don't really want to listen to what I have to say?
It's never a straightforward answer. It's always a fucking curveball.
I'm trying to give you my answer.
It's always a curveball, Crystal. It's always that.
For all you young girls out there debating being a stripper, I've got a reality check for you. It's not all ballers and rappers coming through and taking you on shopping sprees after your shift. It's fat, disgusting, bad breath, old men groping you and asking you if they give you $50, can I have a little more? Okay? You're exchanging energy with some of the most desperate lowlifes on this planet.
And I'm so sorry that I'm finna say this, but I'm finna keep it all the way 100.
Nah. Don't be sorry, because the people need to hear this. Don't be sorry. Let them know exactly what it is. Few discretion's advised.
I'm finna keep it all the way thorough, okay? Us women know who can get the draws without dropping any bread off. Okay? Maybe you just not...
Now, although this is something we already knew, it is nice to hear it from the horse's mouth itself. But the translation is, if you gotta pay for it, you just not who you think you are as a man. So all those provider men that be doing all this extra shit, no, you're just a simp paying for that cat. That's what you are. The only woman you should be taking care of is the woman that's actually committed to you. But if there is no true commitment, you shouldn't be paying a damn thing, because they know exactly who they want and how they want them. And like she said, you are just not that nigga to that woman. You could be that nigga to somebody else. That may be true. But to that woman in particular, you're not who you think you are to her. And you know, sometimes that's okay. That's okay. Because too much of anything is bad for you. But the shift is happening, and I'm happy the truth is finally starting to come out. Because I've been screaming this from a rooftop for quite some time. If you gotta pay for it, she don't really like you. The nigga she likes won't have to pay a goddamn thing. He just gotta exist. And she is willing and ready to go to them coffee dates with him, to not have him pay no bills. She gonna bust it open for him. She gonna buy him. It's a completely different experience when a woman actually likes you. For you, not for what you do for her. But it's unfortunate our average man will not be able to experience that, because a lot of us do bite off more than we could chew. A lot of us are too busy chasing the Beyoncés of the world instead of getting with a woman that actually likes us, whatever level that's on. I'm gonna tell y'all, like I've always told y'all, like who likes you. It's really that simple. But you know what? Knowing a lot of y'all ain't gonna listen to shit I'm saying, because I'm just a normal guy. Y'all keep the change.
Does her body count matter? Yes, it does. And I am not talking about shaming here. I am talking about science and real facts. Every person you sleep with leaves a psychological and biological blueprint on your brain. You cannot just tequila shot your way into amnesia and pretend that the slate is clean. It doesn't work that way. Every hookup rewires the emotional circuitry a little bit more. And that part is one that nobody likes to talk about. When the count gets high, she doesn't just get experience. She becomes a detachment professional. Intimacy turns into muscle memory. Bonding starts buffering like Wi-Fi. You're not her first rodeo, buddy. You are the rerun. And let's be real. Here's the checklist to follow. She still compares you to her exes. She uses like a validation machine, and her trust issues on steroids. That is not necessarily emotional baggage. That is a whole cemetery she is carrying around on her backside. And the data backs it up, okay? The Institute for Family Studies found women with 10 or more partners have an 82% divorce rate. The Journal of Sex Research reports that 3 out of 4 admit that they chase the high, not the guy. The CDC data shows that pair bonding ability drops about 15% with each new partner. And according to the IFS, over 90% of virgin brides are still married after 10 years. Numbers don't lie, my friends. Biology doesn't bend. Oxytocin, dopamine, and pair bonding, they are all dull with repetition. Every time she gives herself away, the emotional glue weakens. So yeah, body count matters. Lock in the low count queen. She bonds like super glue. The high count, that is Teflon. Gone by sunrise. tag one of your bros still saying, oh, it's just a number, okay? And drop a heart in the comments if you are guarding your bloodline, because your dynasty doesn't start with lust. It starts with one clean slate.
You don't think that was a stat? It was a stat. It said 56%. It's probably some dumb stat. Some stupid stat. It's funny. It said 56% of liberal women are mentally ill. Say 56, I'd say 96% of modern women are mentally ill. But in all seriousness, you're messing around, but modern women, they're not aware. That's what men talk about. They live in a state of delusion. They live in a world of fantasy where they act a certain way. They expect men to live in this world with them. And a man is like, no, that's crazy. I cannot live in that world. I am not going to live in that world. And men get in trouble for saying, I messed around with you a little bit. I humored you for 3 to 6 months in this fantasy world. I humored you. Now it's time for you to come back out of Alice in Wonderland and come back to the real world. Modern women are like Peter Pan. I don't want to grow up. They're like Toys R Us kids. I want to go to Never Land, where I can always be a kid, where I can always escape responsibility. They talk about men that have Peter Pan syndrome. What would it be that you have if you never want to grow up? If you're always just a girl and you never turn into a fully grown, mature, intelligent woman?